Hello, my name is James. I'm the mayor of JamessTown. Have you ever wondered what Pokémon and Metroid would look like if they were just smashed together? Well, funnily enough, Monster Sanctuary is that exact game. Allow me to show you why. As you can see here, this is Monster Sanctuary in all of its goodness. So, basically, 2D Metroidvania with Pokemon. there's no other way I can say it. I'll get into more depth as we go on. But so this is pretty much what I've explored as of when did I last play this game? I think maybe November, possibly November. I could be wrong. Let me just quickly get into the combat. So the combat is very Pokemon-esque. You fight 3 monsters, or 6, depending on if you're battling a trainer. I don't remember what they call them. It's been a long time since I played this game. They've recently come out with the 1.0 version of the game, so now there are Steam achievements for those that want Steam achievements. As you can see, it's a pretty standard turn-based RPG. It's the kind of thing you expect from, any game that wants to be Pokemon. So, obviously, we've got my little cat dude down here, and I will show you why he's special in just a moment. Wasn't actually expecting that to kill. So, obviously, every attack kind of shows how much damage it'll do, but it doesn't take into consideration if you get a crit. And then this should one hit. Very nice. So, yeah, simple battles, typical, weakness system. Water doesn't like, I think, grass. I could be wrong. I'm getting achievements because I haven't played the game since they've added achievements. You've got crafting equipment, which I think is used to make gear, which I'll demonstrate in a moment. And there we are. There's all my team leveled up. So, I'll get into that in a minute. So here's the sort of overall page. So I think you can load, yeah. So that was my default team at like the start of the game when that was always had. So you can have preset teams depending on which part of the map you're going into. There's also online play, which I personally don't care for, but it's nice to know it's there. Let's see what we've got. So there's skill trees for every single monster in the game. So for instance, this one, I call him Max, I think for maximum damage. And he is designed to be a crit master, which is why his crit chance is 53%, whereas everyone else is at like 10%. And the reason he is a crit master is for one reason only. There is gear in this game. Now this is the part of the game that makes building your team a little bit more interesting than a typical monster collector game. Yes, you can level up, you can get stronger monsters, blah blah blah, simple stuff. But you can also get equipment that change specific stats for your creatures. So for instance, I could have this one and he'd be more defensive, but then I lose out on my crit chance, which, considering that I have him specifically for doing crits, because his crit damage is very nice, it would be pointless. So every monster you can have specific builds for, depending on how you want to play, or what your preference is, or if you're going online, or whatever. There's a lot of variance, which is really fun. And then obviously there's the skill tree, which is pretty vast. I don't know how much of this skill tree you can finish up once you reach max level. I also don't know what the max level even is. So we've got that. I'm trying to think what else is there. Let's see what's in the inventory. So we've got the eggs. So the way the system works is you don't capture the creature. What did I just press? I exited the game. For goodness sake. I don't even know where I saved it. Okay, so I'm still here. So the way the game works is you beat the crap out of monsters. There's a chance to drop an egg. They drop an egg, you go and hatch it. I don't remember. Oh, you can hatch it from here. Okay. I don't really want a second magma pillar, but there we go. So now I have a new magma pillar, and you can rename it, and let's call this one magma. There you go. I'll probably get rid of it at some point. Then we've got basic consumables. We've got a skill tree resetter. Oh, a level up badge. Okay, so basically rare candy. Teleports you back to the Keeper's stronghold. That's kind of like the hub, in a sense. It respawns all defeated wild monsters immediately. Ooh, didn't even know I had that. And then food. I can't remember if these are permanent or temporary upgrades. Or if they're... Oh no, they're permanent until they're replaced. So, obviously this chap, I have crit damage, and crit damage. But if I had something that was crit chance, I could replace one, and then it would... You get the gist. You know, simple items for consumables. Craftable ingredients for creating new weapons and gear. Pretty standard. Key items. Let's be real, it's a Metroidvania. You can't go around the whole game with a single jump the entire time. At some point, you're going to need a double jump. Now, on top of that, there is also the interesting aspect of monster abilities. And I know other games have done this before. The one that comes to mind, first of all, for me, is always Pokemon Ranger, for some reason. It's just Pokemon is always on the mind. So, for instance, each monster has a unique ability. This chap, Burn Stuff, that's not a unique ability. I think it's based on the character model and or type. So, for instance, this guy cuts, as does this chap. I can't remember what he does. That's kind of a push, don't think it really matters. Tanuki creates me a standing platform. I need to remember that he actually does that. And then the birds, or the flying ones, do something very useful. Sustained flight. So basically that is how you glide through the game. So sometimes you can't just get through I'm surprised I made that. You can't always make a jump, or you can't get through an area without a certain monster. That's where they come in. It's a little awkward if that raises up. Ignore me, chaps, you're way too easy. But yeah, the game has obviously a lot of exploration. I've not finished it yet. Whether I ever will remains a mystery. Fun thing about the game, it is actually coming out on Switch at some point this year, supposedly. Who knows when that's going to happen. Actually, I think it's already out on Switch, but it's going to get a physical release via limited run, which means they're going to make like 1,000 copies, and then that's it. So either pick up a physical copy while you can, or don't. But yeah, the game is a lot of fun. It gives you a bit more strategy than the Pokemon games do. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure you're just like me, and you grew up with Pokemon, and you love the franchise. You love the creatures, but my god, they are so mindless. If it wasn't for the monster catching, Pokemon would not be as good of an RPG as it should be. It is just so easy. It is why people do Nuzlockes, to give the game some challenge. But yeah, Monster Sanctuary, not so easy. I have actually died a fair few times. If you are not smart with your gear choices, or if you're like storming off ahead, you will be in for a tough time. And what's exciting is the roadmap for this game this year. It is supposedly supposed to be getting... Oh, that's not so good. It should be getting a new Game Plus feature. So once you beat the game, there's supposed to be some post-game content, and they're going to improve matchmaking, and there's going to be new Game Plus, which I think I've already mentioned. So obviously you can see at the end of a battle, depending on how well you did, you get a ranking score, and the better you do, the more chance you have at gaining more gold and rare loot. So we've got some cotton and a potion, and then some gold. Oh, hey, some levels, lovely. So obviously there is there is a lot to this game. It isn't, from what I can tell, it isn't the biggest Metroidvania you're ever going to come across, or the biggest, like, monster collecting RPG ever. You got anyone that can open this door? I am doubtful. Can you hit that switch? You cannot. Will your weird mushroom push the door open or anything? No. That is a big fat no. Okay. But yeah, the game has a lot to offer, and is surprisingly cheap. I think it's about £15 on Steam. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Oh, my days. I hate my controller. My controller is the worst. It registers down inputs way more than it should. What was I looking for? Oh, my days. There we go. I'm going to quickly pop back to the hub and see what's on offer. Which one is it? Is it this one? Keep a stronghold. Yes. So you got a gist of the combat. This is the Keeper's Hub, where you can buy new stuff. You can, by the looks of things, there's crafting up top. We'll have a look at that in a minute. So these are just the items that you can feed your creatures, your monsters even. Wrong one. Basic stuff, Phoenix tier, skill reset. Oh, nope. And then we've got some new equipment. Defense, crit damage, health, feather, you know, basic stuff. Just basic equipment. You know, keep your monsters in check. But I think definitely the most enjoyable part of the game is it's a combination of the exploration and the building of your creatures. Like I enjoyed playing the game when I first started. I really did. But then the thing that really made it click for me is when I came across this cat and I was like, oh, his crits are really good. And then immediately something clicked in my brain and I was like, wait, I can make him completely crit based. And then all of a sudden I had a build and it made the game so much more interesting and exciting. Oh, okay, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's not crafting, maybe it's just upgrades. I could be wrong. So at the moment, we've got him with the orb on, so I can upgrade. There we are. It's all +1, and it has better stats. I can do this again with the wizard hat as well. I'd prefer it for this dude. I've upgraded a lot of his stuff. So I need some wool to upgrade this. I think I know where the wool is, actually. So yeah, there's tons of equipment to acquire and upgrade and whatnot. There's plenty of monsters to go around beating the trash out of. I don't know how many there are in total. Surely there's not just 20. I don't think there's... Oh, no. No, there we go. 40, 60, 80, 100, 101. Okay, so it's less than Generation 1 Pokemon, but it is what it is. You make do. These are the 4 you can pick from. I went with a wolf because my dog is effectively a wolf. You can have a frog if you want. You can have a toad. You can have a weird recreation of Zapdos. Or Fire Lion, which was my second choice. But yeah, there's a lot to offer. There's keeper battles. That's what they call them, keepers. I think this is this online? This is the dual circle. You need to have the rank of Keeper Novice to enter. Excuse me. My apologies. But yeah, the game has a lot to offer. Anyone that enjoys Pokemon and or Metroidvanias, give it a go. I'm guarding the entrance to a sacred place. Only Keeper Masters may enter. As you can see, my rank is Keeper Novice. I think you gain ranks from beating effectively gym leaders. I think they're like Keeper Trainers or Keeper Masters or whatever. Can I go this way? No. This is the online arena. You need to have the rank of Keeper Lancer to enter. So you're not allowed to enter at a very early part of the game. You need to have put some work into your actual dude or dudette. I'm pretty sure you can change your gender, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong there. Hold on. Can I go up here though? Is the question. This is the Infinity Arena. You need to have the rank of Keeper Seeker. Okay, so you need to have beaten a certain number of, let's just call them gym leaders, before you actually get to go online. So there are also these champion challenges. I've not done them particularly well. Actually, I think that might be the default. So these are kind of like mini bosses you come across. Because they're big bad. They're big bad when you meet them. They're not very nice. So they need to be put down. So I think you can return to them and beat them up. I don't know if it allows you a chance to drop an egg from them, though. That, I have no idea on. What are you going to say? This is the Champion Challenge. You can fight previously defeated champion monsters here to try to achieve a better score. If you set a new record, you will get rewards you might have missed out on when fighting the champion for the first time. Okay, so it sounds like there's a chance for them to... If you do it really well, then it sounds like there might be a chance of them dropping something quite useful, like their egg, possibly. I think the skeleton would be quite cool. But yeah, this is pretty much the gist of Monster Sanctuary. It is Pokemon with Metroid. That's basically all I really have to say on the matter. It's Pokemon and Metroid's love child, and it works really, really well. It's really fun. The build system is really nice. It's nice that you can have multiple different creatures, all of which can have a completely separate build from one another. Like, I could have a team of these cats, and then one of them could be designed for crits, like this mad lad over here. Or I could have it be purely defensive as a tank. It's up to you, really. There's a lot to play around with, so I would heavily recommend this game. If you want to wait for it to be on sale, that is also a completely valid point. Or, if you like being able to play games pretty much wherever you go, get it on Switch. I don't think it's that much more expensive on Switch than it is on PC. And there are no current sales on the game as of right now. So, keep an eye out for Monster Sanctuary. You won't be disappointed unless you absolutely detest either Metroid or monster collecting games, in which case you are going to be in a rough time. But at that point, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot for taking the risk anyway. Hey, look at that! I got a new kunai. And we're gonna get a level up? No, that's fine. I think we did beforehand anyway. Well, that will be about the gist of Monster Sanctuary for me. Highly recommended. Very fun game. Regularly goes on sale, and there's going to be more content throughout the year. So keep an eye on it, you might be surprised. Anyway, I've been James, the Mayor of JamessTown, and until next time, goodbye.